What's up, guys? This is Big Drew, and this is Titan Lifestyle. That's right, it's Friday once again. Everybody around the country is freezing cold, but it's actually warming up where I'm at, so that's always good because people that know me, they know I hate the cold. I'm like the worst person, so I never like to come outside. But yeah, it's warming up over here, Florida. I don't know where you guys are at. Let me know where everybody's tuning in from today. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Get your questions ready. Today, my topic is actually going to be based off of one of your questions. So, whatever question I feel is relevant enough or good enough to fit today, I'll throw that into one of today's topics and I'll get into more depth rather than just answering the question. I'll get in more depth to it and try to relate it to somehow one of the things we have here at Titan or other ways that could benefit you because it's all about health here at Titan Medical. It's not just about looking good, it's about feeling good as well. So, first off, let's jump into the therapy of the week before we get everybody on. Titan Trifecta, so it's actually three therapies of the week. The Titan Trifecta is ECA Stack, Hercules Potion, and also Titan Complete. First off, what is ECA Stack? ECA Stack, it's actually ECA Plus. ECA is an acronym for ephedra, caffeine, aspirin. We add the plus, we put some B12 and chromium in there as well. That's basically for energy. It's your fat burner energy. A lot of times people take it before they train. It has about the same amount of caffeine as an energy drink, but it's also a lot healthier than an energy drink. So you're going to get the fat burning effects from the ephedrine. You're going to get some energy from the caffeine. The aspirin, why do we put aspirin inside of it? Because aspirin actually thins out your blood. So a small amount of aspirin, like a baby dose aspirin amount, we put into this. What that does, it gets your blood thinner. When your blood's thinner, it moves freely through your body more. So, you get better. It basically wakes you up more and gets your body more in a state where it could be, the blood can flow, I guess, like nitric oxide. Now, with the Hercules Potion, that's going to boost that nitric oxide to the next level because Hercules Potion is a slew of aminos, isoline, citrulline, leucine, a lot of aminos in Hercules Potion. What you do with that is you spot inject the muscle before you train. So say if you're doing biceps, you can inject your biceps. It's all aminos. It's not going to mess with your hormones. You don't need blood work for it. And that's the one thing that's good about today's Titan Trifecta is you don't need blood work for any of these specials that we have today. So even if you're not a current patient currently in the system, all you got to do is call 727-389-3220 and just let them know you're interested in the Titan Trifecta stack. All you have to do is just fill out the new patient paperwork. And at that point, once you're in the system, then you could order. So then every time you hear about me talk about deals and specials, you could literally just call in and order. Now, if it is blood work related, all you got to do is just get your blood work done. And once we have that, we can go off of that. And if you qualify based off of your blood work, we have a slew of other stuff too, whether it's HRT, whether it's semaglutide, which is a real popular one right now, and a lot of other stuff too. Stuff your hair, your skin, your nails. So it's not just about being big and muscular and, looking like a bodybuilder. I have people all the time asking me about Titan stuff. They're like, yeah, I don't want to be that big. There's only like very, very small percentage of people at Titan Medical that are bodybuilders or in the fitness industry. So we specialize in everybody, whether it's general health or whether you want to be Mr. Olympia. So whether you're the soccer mom that just drives the car with the kids every day looking to lose a little bit of weight, not really interested in working out, or if you want to get monster and get big, I got some protocols over here, stuff we have where I could turn you into a monster. So pretty much all around the board, whatever you want to do, however you want to get healthy. So that's what it's all about here at Titan Medical. First off, shout out to Andrew726. Shout out to Miss Maria. Miss Maria's on here. Rahul's always on here. I'm sorry with the pronunciation, but I always see them on here as well. Johnny Gonzalez, B's on here. Rice Richardson, James Bossman's on here as well. Double Harkey, and a lot of other people on here as well. So what I'll do is I'll get into some of the events right now while I'm waiting for these questions to come up. But yeah, big event tomorrow night. The Skell Gala fashion show tomorrow night. Huge black tie event or black dress event. So it's an all black affair. So, and no, I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about black dresses and stuff. So it's an all black affair. So wear a black tie, black tux if you're a guy. Ladies, black dress, as much black as possible. I spoke to Skell the other night, Jason Skelton. He's the one that's putting on this. And he was basically like, yeah, all black tux. I mean, if you have maybe a little bit of like a white stitching or something, but if you can, have it all black. Ladies, all black dresses. I'll be walking the runway with Titus O'Neil, WWE's own Titus O'Neil, and some of the other girls too. We always have new models coming in. Some of the old girls are going to be modeling as well, but it's going to be huge. There's 4 runway fashion shows. What is it? 5 rooms, 8 bars, 3 DJs, special performances, and a live art piece special with over 200 pieces of art. So it's going to be insane. It's at the Floor, which is downtown Tampa, Florida. I believe we're still general admission and VIP tickets available, I believe, but I'm not sure. I believe one of the sections was still available the other day. I'm not sure if that's still available, but you can check out the website, order tickets if they're still available. But if not, yeah, it's going to be an insane event from 7 to 11. And again, that's next week, December 20th. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a really, really good event. Jason Scales events are always good. We always have fun with his stuff. And plus, him being an artist, the presentation, the audience, the special stuff that he does is next level. So last one he did at the Floridian was insane. This one's supposed to be even better. I mean, think about this. 8 bars, 3 DJs, 5 rooms, and 4 runway shows. So, yeah, it's going to be nuts. I heard the walk is actually long this year, which is good. I mean, what I mean by walk is when we model the clothes, we're going to be walking down the runway with the models and the crowd on each side of us. What's good about this is that the runway isn't just straight down and back like our typical fashion shows. Like if you see me walking the shows before, I just walk straight, hit my poses, and come back. This one, it's like you go down, around the corner, up the stairs, and the whole time there's different rooms you're going through with the music and the crowd and everything. So it's going to be an insane event. I can't wait. Again, that's next week, December 20th, at the Floor downtown or Floor downtown. If you're not familiar with what the Floor is, it's just the Floridian. The Floridian downtown, they actually changed the name to Floor. It's either the Floor or Floor. But yeah, it's going to be insane. 905 North Florida Avenue in Tampa, Florida. Let's see if we got any questions on here on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook. The Vivid Moxie, does working in the morning versus night have any effect on muscle growth? Very good question. I would say it depends on your schedule. If you work graveyard shift, like say you work overnight, if you work overnight, then your schedule is pretty much the same as everybody else. Like in other words, your sleep patterns are the same. Now, if you work out. Working in the morning versus working in the night, this depends when you train. I would say work out before you go to work. So if you work at night and you work in a graveyard shift, say whatever, 11 p.m. or whatever until like 6 in the morning or 7, I would say train 8, 9, or 10, depending on how long you work out for. So that way you can use that momentum as you go into work the same way someone would do it in the morning time. So in other words, work out before you start your workday, depending on when your workday is. The reason why you can do that is because if you have a crappy work day, whether it's physically exhausting, mentally exhausting, no matter what it is, when you have a bad day, now you have to refocus, shift your mind away from the BS of all day working, and then, you got to re-stimulate your mind mentally, you got to re-stimulate your body physically. Whether you've been sitting in an office all day long, you're going to be stiff, you have to get moving, or whether you've been outside working construction in the heat all day long, which is exhausting as well, that's going to take away from your workout. So once again, I would obviously say work out in the morning time or before you go to work. So if you work out in the morning, wake up earlier, work out, boom. That way when you get off work, even if you don't feel like doing anything, you just feel like going home and just crashing on the couch, you've already worked out, you've already had a good work day. So when you get home, it's even more rewarding. So, I mean, that's just how I would do it. And another thing, too, is you're going to be able to push more weight and get more out of your workout because you're going to be physically rested as you're starting your workout, So when you have breakfast, you're breaking from a fast. So when you wake up in the morning, not only is your body's been resting all night, your mind's been resting too. So when you wake up, eat, and just go work out. It's like, what else do you have really going on that day besides your workout? Your day hasn't started yet. So definitely work out before you start your work shift. And now if you work a double shift, if you have a split shift, you have 2 different jobs, I would say work out before your day starts. So say if you go from one job to the next, don't work out in between that. Still work out before you start your day. It doesn't matter how many jobs you have or what your hours are. Paxton Hall, what's up? Paxton Hall just joined. Shout out to Paxton Hall. Bruce Hudson, anything besides water intake you can suggest to thin my blood? Um, this may sound, it depends. If you know what you're doing to make your blood thick, I would say stop that. I'm not saying, Bruce, I'm not saying you're doing that. But a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll take supplements, whether they're illegal or illegal, that will cause their blood pressure to go up. And what they do is they say, I need something that can control my blood pressure. So they start, taking aspirin or blood pressure medication or tadalafil or doing a blood donation. They start doing all that just to thin out their blood based off of whatever they're taking that makes their blood thick. I would suggest just stop doing whatever's making your blood thick. If your blood recently became thick, like, your hemoglobin or whatever, blood pressures, if your blood all of a sudden becomes thick, then chances are there's something that happened to, whether it was recently or like, month or two or whatever, that made it get that way. So I would suggest, first of all, figure out what made your blood thick, stop that. And then, you could take different medications, or you could go do a blood dump, or you go donate blood, which thins out your blood as well. But I always suggest to fix the problem first before then just, treating it, rather than putting a Band-Aid over the wound, put some medication on it first before you do that. So the medication in this point would be to figure out what's making your blood thick. Billy, what was that? Billy, I can't pronounce the name. Billy Zendiv and Billy Zendliv. I'm not sure what it said. Mediation also control blood pressure. Meditation, does meditation control blood? Yeah, I believe meditation can control blood pressure, but that's only temporarily. Like, in other words, if I go in to get my blood pressure done, and I'm kind of like, whether I had coffee, even though you shouldn't do that, but if I go to get my blood pressure done, and I'm kind of like, I want my blood, you can kind of like woo-saw and meditate before you get it done to temporarily bring it down a little bit. But again, you want long-term. You don't want to be doing meditation all day long. Your blood pressure, people that have high blood pressure, they have spikes in it throughout the day. So sometimes it'll be really high. That's why a lot of times if people have blood pressure that's too high, what they have to do is have a blood pressure reading so they can always see where their blood pressure's at. So yeah, I would definitely just find something, a way that's going to keep it down, and keep it down, because that way you're going to be meditating every time. You feel like your blood pressure's high, you get blurred vision or a headache, symptoms of high blood pressure. And then what do? You just sit there and start meditating, bring it down, and then you have to go back, and then down, and then back. So I would say figure out a way to cure it altogether. Fitness Vogue, how much rest and recovery time do my muscles need to grow? Very good question. Depends how old you are. Depends how much training you do. And it also, main thing is rest and recovery and, feeding the body. So if they're sleeping enough, and you're eating enough, you can probably go back within 2 days of training that body part in general, for the average person. So in other words, if you're working out, say, legs, a lot of ladies like to work out legs twice a week. Say if you're working out shoulders, you can work out shoulders, twice a week. Anything more than that, depending on how severe or long the workout is, you're going to have to get more calories in. You're going to have to get more fuel in your body in order to grow. So you're not going to drive your car with no oil in it, 300 miles. So you want to keep your body fed. And the main thing is people that try to get bigger, a lot of guys in general, what they do is they just start eating a lot and going to the gym every single day. You're better off killing your workouts and taking 2 days off. So work out, take 2 days off. Work out, take 2 days off. It's hard to do for people that go to the gym every day like myself. It took a while for me to slow it down a little bit. But your joints are going to feel a lot better. Your muscles are going to recover more. The workouts that you do have are going to be more important because you don't go just every day. So in other words, if you go today and you feel a little off, you're not just going to be like, yeah, I'm off today. Let me just come back tomorrow. There's no tomorrow if you work out 2-3 times a week. So you're going to push through that. You're going to look forward to your workouts. So I would suggest 1 day on, 1 day off, 2 days on, 1 day off, or 2 days on, 1 day off. Do that for a while. And of course, you want to make sure you're sleeping, hydrating, and eating as well. Billy said he donated blood last week. Yeah, donating blood will definitely bring it down a little bit. It'll bring down the readings. But when people donate their blood specifically to lower their blood pressure, if their hemoglobin's high or something like that, when people donate specifically for that, what happens is, you wait a month or two and you go back and do it again, and the next thing you know, your blood's high again. So if that's the case, you don't want to get into a habit of just keeping going back and just donating blood all the time. But yeah, every once in a while it's good. They say to go 2-3 times a year if you can, as a bodybuilder. But yeah, more blood work you can get done, and the more readings you can get, whether you're doing a blood donation or blood work, is better. Because a lot of times you may take something that make your blood work off or blood pressure off. You go have a cup of coffee or drink some tea, then go get your blood pressure done. It's going to be through the roof. So main thing is you want to be consistent with everything. Twinic Dujan said, asking me what type of, he said, do I use steroids? I think I start a cycle, advice, Anavar plus steroid. Nah, I wouldn't say steroids. I wouldn't say Anavar. Anavar is something that we don't really prescribe over here at Titan. I'm sure we have, but it's usually like near impossible to get because we're not going to just give it to anybody. Now, HRT is something that I would benefit from, that I use here at Titan. HRT is just basically testosterone therapy. It's not going to make you huge. It's going to make you feel good. If you're already big and you already work out, it's going to make you feel better. But it's not going to put 30 pounds of muscle like a true anabolic steroid work, where you go from looking like a regular guy to Mr. Olympia. It doesn't work like that. Now, other people outside doing stuff outside of their HRT, they may do whatever, but through Titan Medical, 200 milligrams of testosterone cypionate is the high end of our HRT therapies, and that's pretty much all you need to look good, feel good, and get the benefit out of testosterone rather than just take a whole bunch to try to look, all big and swole. How do I figure out how many calories for a small cut to try and maintain mass lifting 4 days a week? Figure out how many calories you're eating now. A lot of times people figure out how many calories they need to take in order to gain size. I see it all the time. Guys are like, yeah, I heard that this guy is eating this much calories to get big, so that's what I'm going to do. Everybody is different. So you may think you're eating, but you're not eating. There was an article a long time ago when I first got into bodybuilding, like 2006 or something. It was a magazine. That's when magazines were just, on the tail end of becoming no more available anymore. But Craig Richardson's a bodybuilder that was super, super lean, old school bodybuilder, super lean all the time. And he was always trying to gain size. He was a smaller guy on stage, but he was always shredded. There was an article in there that he said, you think you're eating, but you're not eating. So for him, he would have to literally force feed almost all day long to maintain and he was still leaner on the smaller end of the other guys. So you have to figure out what works best for you. If you're a hard gainer, you're going to have to figure out a way to get those calories in, whether it's blending up your food. People say, I don't want to do that, but I mean, how bad do you want it? So if you have to blend up your food to get it down, if you got to put some egg whites and oatmeal and frozen fruit in a blender and blend it to get it down, do it. But the main thing is figure out where you're at now and figure out the calorie increase. Or even if you're trying to lose weight, don't just say, I'm only going to do 2,000 calories a day because that's what this person, have an average week of eating, journal that, just an average week, have your average week, see where you're at caloric-wise throughout the week, throughout your daily caloric intake, and then make the adjustment off there. Christian is asking, is Dirty Bulk help me to grow your arms bigger? Dirty Bulk may make your arms grow bigger, but they're not going to look better. In other words, you may gain a whole bunch of fat and water around the muscle. So the tape measure, when you measure your arm, when you put the tape measure on, you may measure your arm and it may say that it's a certain amount, but it's going to be smoothed out and it's going to be watery and more fat. What's going to make your arms grow bigger, muscle size, again, like I said before, is bringing up your caloric intake. So I think that's going to be one of the main things I talk about today is, making sure you're getting enough calories in. If you have to blend your food, blend your food. If you want your arms to grow, I would suggest train them to the point where you could barely even scratch your face, like once a week. Train them like literally like once a week. Depending on how old you are and how long you've been training, I know for me, I could hit arms once a week and still get growth, still feel good from it. Just don't get into the habit. I know guys with smaller arms, what they do is they start doing arms 2-3 times a week every day. The muscles doesn't have enough time to recover. If it doesn't have enough time to recover, it's not going to have enough time to grow. So, yeah, I would say hit your arms hard like once a week or once every 5 days, And then after you're done training arms, make sure immediately you start getting calorie, hydration, and rest to hit it back the next day. Less is more when it comes to muscle growth. More food and less time in the gym and more recovery. Let me see. Alexa is saying, I skipped my month workout now. It feels like I should left the gym. Yeah, when you take a month off, it's really hard to get back into it, especially if you've been doing it for a while. But the thing is you're asking how you can get back on track. The main thing is you know what you did to get to the gym that month. So pretty much, if you've never been to the gym before, you don't know how to do it, it's kind of like, okay, what can we figure out to get you into the gym? But if you've done it before, then pretty much just go back to what you did before, whether it's, reactivating your gym membership or just, but the more time you take away from the gym, the worse your body is going to suffer, or your performance. If you're doing any type of performance training, that's going to suffer. So you definitely want to, pretty much just get back in there. Find out a workout partner. I know a lot of ladies like to have workout partners, hold themselves accountable. Some men do too. But just figure out, get a gym buddy, get someone that can push you. One day you don't feel like going, they call you, come on, man, we got to get. You don't feel like going, they call you. And not only that, they could push you through your workouts as well. Because when you're by yourself trying to get motivated, it's like you're trying to find the right song, you're trying to find the right amount of caffeine, you're looking around, you're just like, man, here we go again. So if you have someone with you, it's like you guys can push each other. So Unlimited Spice 92 said, Hudson, limiting meat processed foods is supposed to help as well. Yeah, processed foods will destroy your gains and destroy your joints. Inflammation is huge with processed foods. Also not simple sugars, artificial sweeteners like aspartame, Splenda, and all that. If you start loading that, you'll feel a difference in your joints. So yeah, you always want to get grass-fed if you can, beef. Always want to get organic. You always want to get pasture-raised eggs. Again, just get the most real food you can. When you look at the ingredients, it should not be 3 paragraphs long. It should be what it says it is. So if you're buying, tomatoes, even if you get them in a can, if you look at the can, it should say tomatoes, maybe some type of, maybe some sodium chloride or something like that, which preserves it in the can. But it should basically just say tomatoes. It shouldn't say tomatoes, xanthan, and all this weird long stuff. You don't know what it is. So definitely don't want to eat crap. The less ingredients, the better. Just going through these questions right now, make sure I didn't miss anybody. LeBron, yeah, LeBron. Someone just said LeBron. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with LeBron. It's bad because I'm a LeBron fan. I'm not going to jump on the who's better, LeBron and Jordan and all that. But I am a LeBron fan. I've been following him since he was in high school. Since his sophomore year in high school, I've been following him and following literally his whole career. But the only thing that's going to suck about LeBron is if he continues to play bad and doesn't play and all this, he goes out that way. It's not a good look. Then it's really going to be hard to put him in the debate as the GOAT and all that. When you go on at the bottom end of your career. You don't want to lose the championship game, the last game of your career, or not make it, or start playing bad. So now that his son's made the league and he's kind of out and in and out the G League, I think LeBron got what he wanted. He got to be on court with his son. So now it's kind of like, I don't know him or know what's going through his head, but I would assume that now he's like, okay, what else do I have to prove? I play with my son, this and that. He has another son coming up, so he may linger around another couple of years to play with him. But, I don't know what's going on with LeBron right now. Yeah, exactly. Someone just said he'll be fine. Look at Brady. Brady's the same way. Brady that's literally the GOAT, quarterback GOAT in terms of wins, in terms of all that. So you don't want to go out on the bottom end. I know when Jordan was playing, he wasn't as good when I think he tried baseball and all this, and it was kind of, one thing I will say, though, about the whole LeBron and Bronny and Jordan thing is people never complained when Jordan played baseball. They were just like, oh, it's Jordan. He's trying out. He got to try out for the baseball team just because of who he was. He didn't play college baseball. He played baseball, I guess, when he was younger, but he never played college baseball. He never played, you know, worked his way up and had to earn. And he's basically, okay, you're Michael Jordan and you want to play baseball? Okay, we'll give you a tryout. So no one ever said anything about that, but they want to say, oh, Bronny's on the Lakers just because LeBron. Everyone's, I mean, 80% of people have a job because of someone they know. So no one said anything about that. I haven't heard any discussions about that or anything about that. So if you guys or girls out there know any podcasts where I could read about that, I want to know. I want to know. Yeah, Bo Jackson. That's definitely someone just said Bo Jackson. Greatest athlete of all time, Bo Jackson. Younger people, if you don't know who Bo Jackson is, look him up. You're welcome, Dior. But yeah, pretty much calories are, oh yeah, whatever. People on here talking about they donated their blood. But yeah, the rest and recovery thing is the main thing I always hear. It's like, it's hard to just sit at home when you want to go to the gym. You know, if you're a lady, you want to lose weight, it's hard to just sit at home and rest. If you're a guy and you want to get big, it's hard to just sit at home and rest. But in terms of growth, in terms of the muscle growing, it has to rest at some point. You cannot, and people say it doesn't matter how much as long as you eat enough and sleep enough. That's within reason, or to a certain extent. I mean, you can't go train biceps every day for 2 hours doing the same exercises just because you're slamming calories all day long. You're still going to have a little bit of chance time to grow. So, and for ladies too, when it comes to rest and recovery, or even guys trying to lose weight, if you're specifically only trying to lose weight, semaglutide. If you're not concerned with gaining muscle or losing muscle or whatever, if you really just want the pounds to come off to feel lighter, I know semaglutide helps with arthritis and everything. It helps with a lot of things. Joint pain, obviously inflammation. Obviously, when you lose weight, it's going to be less pressure on your joints. But if you're looking to strictly just lose weight, definitely semaglutide. Semaglutide is something you could take where you're not going to have to go to the gym every single day. You're not going to have to eat, plain broccoli all day long, and you'll still lose the weight. Now, if you throw a little bit of healthy lifestyle in there, then obviously you get more benefit. But strictly losing weight, I would say semaglutide. And if you're not going to take semaglutide, if you're strictly losing weight, then you can do cardio every day. You can walk on the treadmill for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, or even an hour, depending on your ability. You can do that every day because you're literally just trying to lose weight. Now, when I talk about rest and recovery, that's assuming that you want your muscles to grow or you want to get bigger. So if I don't want to do this show, then next, I have people all in my DMs and emails and asking me questions like, yeah, I'm trying to lose weight. You said take time off from the gym. That's more so if you want to grow. So growth, rest. If you want to lose weight, you still want to rest, but you want to basically just keep going and burning that stuff off. Lauren Bug said, hard to find a hardcore gym in Brandon area since the athletic club sold mastering. I never went to the athletic club. I've heard about it. I think that changed its name. The new name I'm not even going to say because I'm not even going to give them a shout out like that. But yeah, the best in Brandon area for hardcore, Metro. I would say Metroflex Gym or even Powerhouse. Is a Powerhouse in Brandon now, but Metroflex is real nice. That's in Brandon. It's a gritty gym. The owner's real cool. Brand new equipment, but it's got an old hardcore feel. It's not too cold. It's got pictures of bodybuilders on the wall and all that stuff. The bathrooms are good. So yeah, I would say either Powerhouse or Metro if you're looking for. There's not too many hardcore gyms anywhere. And what's considered hardcore now is just anything that's not a commercial gym. I noticed that people are like, yeah, I don't want to go to a commercial gym. I found this hardcore gym, and I'll go there, I'll look it up, or I'll do some research. I'm like, it's just a regular gym that's not commercial. So hardcore to me is grimy. Metal plates. There should not be any plastic or rubber plates in a hardcore gym. I want metal plates, metal bars. I want metal handles on the stuff I'm gripping, not rubber, because I want to use straps. I like loud music. I want no AC. If there's graffiti and stuff on the walls, I love stuff like that. And again, I like it to be hot. So, and it has to have heavy weight, not just 120-pound dumbbells. I'm so tired of people saying, like, they invite me to their gym. Hey, you got any heavy weight? Yeah, we got 120-pound dumbbells. Come on now. Like, Heavy 200-pound dumbbells, hardcore, gritty. Where you walk in, it doesn't. You could have old sweatpants. You could grunt like old school training, where people concentrated more on the training, not how brand new the gym looks, and taking pictures and their outfit and all that. Like hardcore. The best hardcore gym I've ever been to, and I will give them a shout out, is Pro Gear. Pro Gear Gym. There's a couple of them. It's about an hour from Tampa, out in the country, in the middle of nowhere. That's my favorite gym, hardcore gym. And it's exactly everything I just said. It's like 100 degrees in there. They have a huge jumbo screen playing Ronnie Coleman videos. It's loud. It's gritty. You could drop weight. You could yell. You could grunt. There's chalk everywhere if you need to chalk up. No shiny stuff. That's how I like to train. But yeah, Brandon's tough. People saying Las Vegas wants him. I think they're talking about LeBron. Delay. What was that? Delay, deny, defend. That's a good handle right there. Delay. That's reminds me of my basketball days. But yeah, it says any comment on UHC denying coverage. I'm actually not familiar with what that is. If I sound like an idiot, refresh me on that, because I'm not familiar with that. Maybe it'd be called something else, but I'm not sure what you mean by that. But he or she is also asking, patella upper tendon tear, any advice? I would say one of our healing, like the Wolverine stack that we had, take some BPC 157 with some TB 500. Those are healing peptides. It's going to fix the problem rather than numb it, so it's going to actually repair that type of tendon. Now, if it's a complete tear and it's not going to reattach. In other words, if a tendon is completely torn, it's not going to reattach it. But if it's been torn and healed up and it's already been healed, it'll strengthen whatever healed. And if it's something that hasn't been torn, it's going to strengthen your tendons, ligaments, cartilage, all the connective tissue within the joint. So that's definitely going to help. And again, it's not going to numb it up. It's not a painkiller. It's not an injection that's going to make something numb. It's not cortisone. It's fixing the problem. So again, TB 500 with BPC 157 for any type of ligament repair, connective tear, any type of joint pain. You're welcome, August. You're welcome, August. Any other questions? Yeah, we have a lot of workout questions now. That's what I'm kind of going through right now is I actually have to take time off from the gym in order to put on size, or in order to even sometimes maintain size, because people that know me, my metabolism and genetics is kind of really fast. So I have to pound the calories all day in order to maintain size. If I take a couple days off, I'll lose 10 pounds just from eating my normal meals. It's crazy. But that's my main thing now is I train now maybe 3 or 4 times a week, which is crazy even saying that, because I was the guy that was every day, no days off. You could find something to do in the gym, and I did that for years and years and years, 7 days a week, 7 days a week. Then I took 1 day off, 6 days a week, 6 days. And I was like, okay, I'll take 2 days off. And then now I'm at 3 to 4 days a week workout, which means I get, 3 to 4 days off. So it's working out pretty well so far. I feel good. My joints don't hurt. And again, when I go in the gym, I could push more weight because I have more rest. And if you push more weight, you know how it goes. Add more tissue. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today with questions. Again, we got the fashion show tomorrow night. It's at the Floor, which is the old Floridian. It's been completely newly renovated. The building looks insane. Again, there's like 5 rooms, 8 bars. Yeah. Okay, delay, deny, defend. Okay, delay, deny, and defend is asking for the meds to help the tendon. One of them, if you got your pen ready, is BPC 157. B as in boy, P as in piano, C as in calorie. So BPC 157, that's the first one. And the second one is TB, T as in Tony, B as in boy, 500. TB 500. So BPC 157 and TB 500. Those are the 2 things that's going to help your connective tissue, ligaments, repair your tendons. If you call today, I'll give you a discount on those. Just mention my name. Even if you don't pay today, just call today, get everything set up. If you're not in the system, I'll give you a good discount on those as well. Yeah, Jimmy Dean said Pro Gear in Brooksville, his neck of the woods. That's my gym, man. That's like I go in that gym and go nuts. I love that gym. What's up, Jimmy Dean? Yeah, Jimmy Dean. Jimmy, I still want to taste the ribs, man. This guy, if you guys don't know who Jimmy Dean is, I've posted his stuff a couple times. This guy lost like damn near 100 pounds, maybe more. And he's a chef and cooks ribs and all that. So when you're around that and you have that ability to control yourself and still lose weight, yeah, shout out to Jimmy Dean. He says, if you ain't following this guy's direction, your GPS got you lost. I appreciate it. Delay, deny, defend. Yes, have a good holiday to you as well. Where are you calling from, delay, deny, defend? Are you in the U.S.? What state? I mean, I'm not going to ask your address and all that, but I'm always curious where my people are tuning in from. Southern Cal. What's the weather like in Southern Cal right now? Over here, I'm in Florida, so it's like 70, I think 75 and sunny today, but I know a lot of other places it's just miserable. I don't know how people deal with snow. I dealt with that when I was younger. A mess. I'm never living in a cold area ever again. Ever again. I was even having a conversation with someone last night about, like, because we had a little bit of a cold front coming through here, and our cold front is not cold compared to other people, but for Florida, it's cold. And I was saying that, like, I don't even want a cold front anymore. I want to live in a state where it doesn't even get below 80, you know. So I looked up Hawaii last night. In Hawaii, it said, like, even in the winter, it rarely drops below 75. And I was like, okay, well, we can get tight and stuff in Hawaii and all that stuff. So I wouldn't mind going to Hawaii. Jimmy Dean says, at the beginning, take it easy. I'm not sure what you're talking about. You say at the beginning, take it easy. I'm not sure you're talking about, Jimmy Dean. Oh, Miami, yeah. Delay, deny, defends in Miami. So, yeah. Same weather as here. Yeah, I like Miami. Jimmy Dean said, this running got my chest burning. Yes, I do. Brahma Podcast. Yes, I do. Just going through this, listening to all these questions. Everybody's just chiming in right now. I don't want to miss any questions before I jump off. I was about to jump off and give you guys the events and stuff like that, but I saw a couple people jump on. So if you guys, girls, got any more questions, I'll give you another couple minutes or so to ask me something. Again, tomorrow night's the Floor Fashion Show. And then again, after that, I believe we have at the Enclave, we have Cars and Couture coming up as well. I'll get the exact date on that for you. Yeah, Jimmy Dean is saying delayed onset muscle soreness is real. Yes, it is. But again, when the muscle is sore, is a good thing. Now you don't want to be the point where it's like injure sore. I can't explain what I mean by that, but you definitely want a little bit of soreness there. And if your muscles are dead sore, now if you play a sport, you're training for performance, that's different. But if you can barely walk because you trained legs 2 days ago, then don't go train legs. You know, I mean, that should be common sense. But I mean, you want to at least give it a little bit of time to grow and stuff like that. Now, if you're a little sore, aches and pains, like once you get into your workout, if you're older and you're kind of achy, you got to get going before you start, warming up, that's fine. But you don't want to be into the gym. You can barely lift your arms from training arms and then go train arms again. I would just literally go eat and lay down somewhere and grow. But yeah, that's it for today, guys, with Titan Lifestyle and girls. I'll be back next week, every week at 2 p.m. Get your questions ready for when I do my show like this. And as the show is going on, the questions come up on all the screens in front of me. I'll get to them as soon as I can. I've done over 250 shows now, and I do them once a week. So if you guys want to listen to the podcast, check out the podcast. You can listen to all the shows I've done. Go back, maybe some of your answers, your questions will be answered. And some of my previous shows, we're on YouTube, so hit the bell so you're notified of videos like this. Also Facebook, also Instagram, also TikTok, and also the podcast. So if you have an iPhone, just go to the podcast icon, click that, and then just type in Titan Medical. You can see all my podcasts or other Titan Medical stuff. Or if you have an Android phone, you can just Google search Titan Medical Podcast, Titan Medical Center Podcast, or Titan Lifestyle with Big Drew, and that'll come up and you can pull up those podcasts as well. That's pretty much it for today. Again, I'll be back next week. Stay safe. If you're in a cold weather,